If you're a rapper wanting to get into sync licensing, there's two things that you should do so you can get your foot in the door. First, you should focus on making generic genre themed albums. Don't worry, it sounds like a lot, but I'll explain it later. And the second thing, if you're only a rapper and not a rapper, team up with another producer so then y'all can split the publishing on the sync licensing royalties. It's a great day to be alive. Now, what do I mean by genre generic theme album? Well, let's take the category sports. So in sports, that's the overall generic term, but then you can break it down and make a theme. So you can do hockey, basketball, football. But for this example, I'm going to use basketball. So when you go about making your album, which would be about 10 tracks, because that's a good length of tracks to make for sync licensing, you're gonna focus on songs and use generic terms in the lyrics. So that's where the generic part comes from. When you think of basketball, what words come to your mind? You got dribble, full court, half court, shot clock, three-pointer, crossover, all these terms. So you can make a whole album based around this. And since we know sports, they come around every single year. And if we're talking about basketball, you got the finals, you got the season, you got the playoffs. So that's a lot of chances for your music to get placed. And if you're making generic lyrics, they can get placed with basically any team. Now you can shrink that down and make something really targeted. Let's say you live in a city that has a basketball team. Let's say you live in Indianapolis and they have the Pacers. Well, you can make a song around the Pacers. I wouldn't put their names in it unless you want to pitch it now and make it current, because later on people get traded, they retire, yada, yada, yada. But if you make it generic but use the word Pacers, more than likely the name of the team is not going to change. So further down the line, you maybe can get that song placed and you already made it. Now, if you're having trouble looking up and finding these generic terms, you can do a nice quick Google search, or do what I would do is use ChatGPT. Here is my prompt. I'm writing rap lyrics for a 10-track sync licensing album. Give me 30 creative words, phrases, and ideas that relate to basketball. Then they come up with their list, and as you can see, there's all kinds of different things that you can write songs around. So this can give you ideas. Now, ChatGPT is not perfect, and this might not even exist in the future, but for now, let this be your friend. Don't be afraid of AI. It can help you come up with all kinds of different things to help you come up with ideas for your rap album. So if you want to use this strategy with other sports, just do the same thing, change your prompts, and there you go, you got your ideas. Now, if you're only a rapper and you don't know where to start, well, you're going to have to link up with a producer. I would suggest trying to find someone online or local that's looking to get into sync licensing. Yes, you can work with a producer who wants to work with artists, but if you come to them and pitch the goal of, hey, let's work together on sync licensing songs for yada, 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 in this case, sports, and build your relationship with it. I look at it this way. The music I make in the libraries I'm in, I'm working for free in a sense, right? There are some companies that pay you in advance for what you make. But when you're starting out, and for most of you watching, you will probably be in a music library where you don't get paid. So everything you do is free work. That's just how the game goes. So if you're a rapper looking for a producer, pitch them that way. Well, you're making the music anyway, right? And you increase odds by having lyrics and being specific to a certain thing. So you're really focusing in. And this way, this gives the producer practice of working with an artist, and it gives you as the rapper experience of working with a producer. So y'all come together for something. And then at the end of the day, pitch them that y'all can split the writing part of the publishing. So that way y'all can both get paid if something gets played. Because if you're going into a music library, your publisher takes 50%, and then the other 50% is divvied amongst songwriters. Now, I make music by myself, So I take that other half of 50%, but y'all can work up percentages of what y'all want to come up with. It has to equal 50%. So I would suggest trying to network and do that. Now, if you're a rapper producer, then you don't have to worry about this. You can go ahead and just use the strategy of making the genre specific albums. I believe most of the people that watch this channel and other channels that talk about sync licensing are probably just producers, right? You're in your bedroom or whatever kind of room you have, and you're making music and you want to get into sync licensing. And I didn't start thinking about rappers until I made my video about the Super Bowl sync opportunity I had. Well, I had a few days to put it together. I wanted a rapper on it, but I didn't have anybody that I could contact in that fast a turnaround. So I said, I'm just going to rap it myself. Hey, if anything, they can still use the instrumental. They don't have to use my rap. I am definitely not a rapper, but I consider myself a good songwriter. Rappers usually get left out of the picture of this sync licensing, especially if you're just a rapper. If you don't rap and produce, then I feel like rappers get left out of the conversation. So I hope this video can help those rappers out there with these 2 little tips to help you navigate your way into sync licensing. And for everybody else, if you're interested in more tips about sync licensing, check out one of these videos.